Hello friends, a very warm welcome to UnSarkari. I am Vikas Bhardwaj. Now let's take up a very important topic where we are going to have comparative analysis of constitutional scheme between India and France. That is very important not only for general studies but also for political science, public administration and even aspects of other optionals. Otherwise also this understanding will help you somewhere in writing better GS answers apart from the direct topic in general studies paper. If we see the historical context, then as we already know, India adopted constitution in 1950. It was inspired by freedom struggle experience and also by global democratic models, and we went on to take the best and created out of it a new model which is a role model for the whole world. Where we speak about France, then in case of France, it is the current constitution is the Fifth Republic. We will go into details when you see our world history series. Fifth Republic, which was adopted in 1958, it is shaped by instability of the earlier republics, and it was requirement to balance between executive authority and democracy. A kind of a power which had been remaining in the hand of rulers, and the French constitution, French I would say public and also the French revolutionary ideas, they have shaped that freedom is of supreme kind, and that is why we want to make sure that our republic remains free and a sovereign nation. So the nature of state, when we say, then India is a federal republic where we have a unitary bias. It is having a written constitution and a detailed, one of the lengthiest constitutions. That's what we say. French, it is a unitary republic, semi-presidential system balancing strong executive with parliamentary accountability. Strong executive with parliamentary accountability are the keywords over here. But how that works? So the semi-presidential system of France, which is coming with the Fifth Republic, 1958, it was established under Charles de Gaulle. If you ever go to, France, then Paris, the airport is named after Charles de Gaulle. And in 1958, it was coming up, not the airport I'm speaking, but this system, semi-presidential system came up to overcome instability of early republics. So it is a hybrid system which is combining features of the presidential and parliamentary models. That is why it becomes important for your exam. So we say it is a dual executive. Why dual executive? Because president of the republic is one executive, prime minister is the other executive. Directly elected by the people, it is a two-round system. He is, that means president is the head of the state, commander in chief, and he also controls foreign policy. He can dissolve National Assembly and he can call for referendum. So you can see the power of the president. Similarly, prime minister is appointed by president, but prime minister is accountable to parliament, manages domestic policy and day-to-day governance, and can be removed by parliamentary vote of no confidence. So please see the difference between the Indian system and the French one. The key features, when we say the president provides stability and the PM ensures parliamentary accountability. In case of India, it is the parliament, it is the executive, it is the judiciary which is having key role. So cohabitation is a key word in case of French constitution, which occurs when the president and parliamentary majority belong to different parties. This is not the case in India. The party in power or there is a coalition government. So this forces power sharing. So flexibility is there because system adapts between presidential dominance whenever the majority is aligning, both the parties means both the powers are having of the same party, or even the parliamentary control when one party is you know uh, uh, belonging to the president, other party is reflecting the ideas of the prime minister. So the presidential dominance, that means it is a stable period when he controls the National Assembly and the president appoints a supportive prime minister. President is leading both the domestic and foreign policy because president is appointing the prime minister and prime minister is taking care of the domestic policy. But because president is appointing the prime minister, that is why he is handling both the things in a way. So strong influence is there over legislation. So government bills dominate the parliamentary agenda and executive is enjoying a smooth passage of laws. For example, De Gaulle, Mitterrand period 1981 to 86 and even the period of Macron from 2017 to 2022, they were the periods of clear presidential leadership. Similarly, the cohabitation period is of the divided government. When the president and the parliamentary majorities belonging to different parties, president must appoint prime minister from the opposing majority. So there is a division of roles. Why? Because prime minister is handling domestic policy, economic and social governance, whereas president is handling foreign affairs, defense and symbolic leadership. So there is a division. So this forces negotiation and compromise between president and the PM. For example, Mitra Chirac period 1986 to 88, Chirac and Jospin period 1997 to 2002, they were the periods of power sharing. So what is the practical impact? When the stability is there, presidential dominance is reflected and the governance is more streamlined, there is more smooth, working. Whereas cohabitation time period is a dual authority, it is having a check on the presidential power and a stronger parliamentary role is reflected. So this is the adaptability. That is why French system is unique when it is compared to the purely presidential USA or the purely parliamentary, that is India or UK model. Please take a note. Similarly, in legislature, there is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, bicameral in case of India, strong parliamentary sovereignty we have discussed. And in case of French, you have a bicameral, that is National Assembly plus Senate. So National Assembly is dominating, but the executive has significant legislative influence, as I have already discussed. So what we can say in terms of constitutional powers, in France, president can dissolve the National Assembly, can call for new elections, authority to call referendums, as I just said, influences legislative agenda through control of foreign policy and defense, whereas prime minister, because he is the one who is actually running day-to-day government with his cabinet, initiates most bill, government sponsored legislation dominates parliamentary work, can demand priority discussion of government bills in the National Assembly and may use Article 49.3, that is the confidence procedure, to pass laws without a vote unless a no confidence succeeds. So there is a clear cut, working in case of the French constitution. So what is happening? That executive is going to set the parliamentary calendar and it is going to look for government bills. It is limiting private member bills because the government wants to move on with their agenda, with their policies, ensuring government initiatives take precedence. Ministers are actively participating in debates and committees and shaping the outcomes, and it is the case like India also. Whereas checks and balances, when we say the parliament can check and challenge government through motions of censure. Judiciary is there, Constitution Council, we will talk about it. It is going to review laws for constitutionality. That is very important. So cohabitation is going to reduce executive dominance and the prime minister must align with the parliamentary majority as I just discussed. So the practical impact is that in majority aligned periods, president plus government, they are dominating lawmaking. In cohabitation, parliament gains leverage, it is forcing negotiation. So overall executive enjoys strong legislative influence I should say, but balanced by parliamentary oversight and constitutional review. These are the two keywords over here. Very important. When we say judiciary, in India, integrated judiciary is there. Supreme Court is the guardian of constitution and judicial review is central as we have discussed. But in case of France, it is the Constitutional Council, the word that I've just introduced. This word is very important. This term is very important because council is reviewing constitutionality of laws, but judiciary is less activist as compared to India. Why do we say so? Because the Constitutional Council, that is judiciary, when we say which it was established in 1958 Constitution, that is Fifth Republic, the role is to review constitutionality of laws before promulgation. Before promulgation. That means this Constitution Council in France is having a preventive control. Very important. 9 members are there appointed by President, at National Assembly Speaker, Senate, and President. They are going to play an important role over here. Plus former presidents as ex officio members. Please remember this. Very different from India. So what are the powers? It is ensuring laws conform to constitution. Overseas elections and referendums also can be petitioned by citizens through priority parliamentary rulings on constitutionality. Very, very different and very exciting thing. And please compare it with India. So what we can say that in case of France, there is a dual system which is of ordinary courts, that is civil and criminal and administrative courts. So judiciary is not supreme over legislature. It is limited to applying law but not striking down, which is the role of the Constitution Council, which is the guardian of the constitutionality. Unlike India, where Supreme Court is having great powers in order to be guardian of the constitution. When we compare with India, as I was just saying, Supreme Court and High Court exercise judicial review. Judiciary often acts as a check on legislature and executive. Judiciary is less activist in case of France. Constitutional Council intervenes only when asked and primarily in a preventive role. Indian judiciary has expanded rights like public interest litigation in case of right to life and so forth. But French judiciary has remained restrained. Very, very important. Let's see rights and duties, fundamental rights and DPSP in case of India, which is a balance between individual liberty and social justice. We have discussed that. But in France, the rights are rooted in Declaration of Rights of Man, 1789. You please Google this or you can check out. Declaration of Rights of Man, very important, with strong emphasis on secularism and equality. But When we see secularism and when we compare the perspective, the philosophical roots for India is in Sarv Dharm Sambhav. That is equal respect for all religions. It is rooted in pluralism, we know. It is coexistence of diverse faiths. State maintains principal distance, neither fully separate nor fully involved, but intervenes to ensure equality. In India it is the intervention, but it is a positive intervention, not favoring one religion or one dharma, but for all. Whereas in case of France, secularism, that is how to pronounce it, like laicity, strict separation between church and state, rooted in the French Revolution of 1789, struggle against clerical dominance, the dominance of the church. State enforced neutrality by excluding religion from public institutions, which is not the case with India. So the constitutional framework in case of India, secularism explicitly enshrined in the Constitution 47 Amendment Act 1976, fundamental rights guarantee freedom of religion with reasonable restrictions, and DPSP encourage reform, banning untouchability, promoting equality, scientific temper and so forth. But in case of France, this concept of laicite codified in 1905 law on separation of church and state. Constitution of 1958 reaffirmed secular character, religions strictly private. Public institutions, school, government and offices must remain religion free, unlike India. And the practical application, you can say our is an inclusive secularism, there is an exclusive secularism. Our is accommodating diversity, there is enforcement of uniformity. Our is sometimes criticized for appeasement politics, supporting one religion indirectly or directly. But in case of France, it is criticized for restricting individual religious freedom. No religious freedom must be reflected in public sphere in that sense. So this is what we can definitely compare between Indian and the French Constitution. Keep working with sincerity, smartness, different courses, guidance and programs of UnSarkari. Thank you very much.